Me, the Eagles haven't learned their lesson. Adam Schefter is reporting that Carson Wentz, from the moment they drafted Jalen Hurts, he felt jilted. And even though the team tried to reassure him, he's like, no, you can't reassure me because you took a quarterback. If you believed in me, you wouldn't have taken a quarterback. And I'm a firm believer. If you bring a quarterback in for competition, you do not believe in Jalen Hurts. As Jenny mentioned in the read, Skip, this roster has gotten old. They're over the cap. So you don't need to bring in another quarterback. If you have a quarterback, you need to build around him. You need to build people that can protect him. To draft a quarterback with the 6th pick, you're telling me you wasted your 2nd-round pick last year in drafting Jalen Hurts. If you bring a quarterback in, be it free agent or however you get him, to compete with Jalen Hurts, you're telling Jalen Hurts, and you're confirming what I know, is that you don't believe in him. Skip, Adam also reported that Wentz and Dougie P didn't speak for like 2 to 3 months. Yep. Skip, how the hell the offensive coordinator, the guy that's calling the plays, don't speak to the quarterback? How you stay married, Skip, how you stay married if you don't speak to your significant other for months at a time? That thing gonna end, and it's gonna end bitterly, just like it did. And I said, Skip, I didn't second, like you like to say, I didn't second guess. I first guessed this. I said, Skip, somebody's got to go. And more than likely, both of them going to end up leaving. Because Wentz said, in order for Dougie P to make this move, Howie Roseman and the owner, Howie Roseman, the general manager, Jeffrey Lurie, the owner, had to co-sign it. You don't make a move like this as a head coach unless you're Bill Belichick, because you do all the grocery, Skip, all the grocery shopping. So you can make that move without having to consort with someone. Okay. So he had it in for everybody. He's like, I'm done. I want out. Nothing you can say, nothing you can do can convince me that you stay here. Skip, they created a problem that they didn't have to create. They're creating another problem. You're building another monster that's going to turn around and gobble you up again, just like the one you created last year when you selected Jalen Hurts in the 2nd round. If you bring another quarterback in, you're dooming Jalen Hurts because you're saying you don't believe in him. Skip, San Diego is not bringing another quarterback in to compete with Justin Herbert. They're not bringing a quarterback in Cincinnati. They're not bringing a quarterback in if they believe they have their guy. If you bring another quarterback in, you're telling me, Skip, we don't have our guy.
Okay. I hear every word you just said. I basically agree with what you just said, but here's my view of Jalen Hurts, much of which you already know. I liked him at Alabama. I loved him under Lincoln Riley at Oklahoma. The second they picked him in the 2nd round, I hit social media with, he will be better than Carson Wentz, in part because I'm not a Wentz fan. He's W-I-N-C-E, as in Wentz for me, as opposed to Winnsylvania or Wentz in a lifetime, or walk it to him Wentz, or bounce it to him Wentz, or give it to him Wentz. But I just said that Jalen Hurts, on leadership intangibles and key play intangibles, playmaking intangibles at key moments, will be able to perform at a higher level than Carson Wentz ever did for the Eagles. I did not say he's going to make multiple Pro Bowls because that's not how he's built. I did not say anything but that he will perform better than Wentz, and I believe you could win a Super Bowl with Jalen Hurts as the leader of your locker room and the playmaker of your offense in clutch time, crunch time.
Hold on, Skip. Hold on. Time out. So you believe in today's game, a team can get to and win the Super Bowl without their quarterback being a Pro Bowl player?
I do, because, again, he's not prototypical. I don't think he'll ever put up any kind of Justin Herbert-style numbers, but what he can do is galvanize a locker room and a team around him. He's going to have to do it with his legs as well as his arm. If you will, he is Tebow-esque. And I know they're not exactly the same. They're in a little different sort of psychological, emotional package. Jalen is a better passer than Tebow, but he's not a great passer. And what did we see in the games that he got thrown into the fire in? I thought he played very well, especially against New Orleans in that first game. He played well enough to win the game at Dallas, and then, again, his defense let him down. But the point was that The numbers were not staggering. What was he? 52% of his passes.
52%
That's frightening.
yeah,
you know, like
that's terrible.
The QBR was no good.
Right.
But the eye test told you he can play. So again, when you have a Tebow-esque quarterback, you have to have the highest faith in him, and you have to withstand the slings and arrows of the bad stats. You have to just say, yeah, but we can win with him. But where I can't condemn them is they do have the 6th overall pick. Let's just do it for instance. Trey Lance, North Dakota State. I didn't watch 1 second of him. I've seen the highlights. I've heard Mel Kiper say on ESPN, most intriguing prospect that I've dealt with in the last, I think Mel said 40 years, because he could be off the charts great. He could be Mahomes great. Well, is he everybody's cup of tea? Is everybody going to buy into that? Will he be gone before 6? So just hypothetically, if somehow he slides to 6 and the Eagles have fallen in love with him, Howie Roseman, and they take him, I can't condemn him, because I'm sure just in a vacuum at a combine, maybe even on tape at North Dakota State, you'd say, well, Trey Lance is just better. He has a much higher upside than Jalen Hurts. All I know is I believe in Jalen Hurts, and you're going to have the guts to believe in him, even in the face of the prospect of, yeah, but it's Trey Lance. Well, let's just see how that works out, because in the end, I'm more of a Jalen Hurts fan than you ever were, and I still think if you can ride through some rough stat patches, that he will win big for you.
Well, Skip, that used to be the case, but not anymore, not in the salary cap era. You see now, teams are getting off quarterbacks, even if they have to eat $25, $30, $40 million in dead money. They're not sitting around. Skip, you know, back when you were covering the league, they would develop a quarterback. You could sit the quarterback down because he wasn't making that money. The 5th-year option was never in play, and the guy really didn't have any rights. So you could just sit him for 3, 4, 5 years and develop him. Not anymore. You get these guys, Skip, you got to get them in there and play. You got to see what you got. And so my thing is that North Dakota State, that's where you got wins from. You sure you want to go down that path again?
I don't know.
I don't know. Is not Stanford. This is not Stanford where you get John Elway and Andrew Luck.
Yep. Nope, I got it. But from what people are saying of Trey Lance, he's way beyond wins in upside to me.
Okay.
So, but I don't know. If he's that good, then I'm assuming somebody's going to snatch him before 6.
Or somebody's going to trade you right. Somebody's going to move. Skip, for me, I ain't trying to find intriguing. Now, if I'm going to get intriguing, I'm going to let that be a skill player. I'm going to let that be a lineman. I don't want intriguing at quarterback because I can't be intrigued. I need to be as close to certain as I possibly can be. Now, there is no absolutes. There is no absolute certain. But, Skip, intriguing for that position?
No, I'm with you. Final thought. ESPN has also reported that they were interested in Marcus Mariota if, in fact, the Raiders make him available as a kind of a 1A quarterback or somebody to compete in camp preseason with Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts will beat out Marcus Mariota. Jalen Hurts is better. He's better. His intangibles, his playmaking, his trustability under fire is better than Marcus Mariota, who I have never loved. I love what's he run, the 40 in 4.4, maybe even faster than that. But hey, Jalen Hurts is a stud playmaker and leader, and I would not bet against him against Marcus Mariota.
Skip, you need to build out this roster with talent. You need to replace some of these older guys.
Oh, definitely.
You missed on the wide receiver. You should have took Justin Jefferson, and you took Jalen Reagor. You've got to build this roster up, Skip. They're depleted. This is not the same team that just, 3 years ago won the Super Bowl.
No.